Hello, welcome back to Flash Tutorials with Alan Becker. I'm sorry that it's been a long time since my last tutorial, and I really do plan to make more tutorials and more often. But today we're going to be taking a behind-the-scenes look at this video that I made for stick texting, the app where you send people short animations, short stick figure animations. This video was made in Flash using screenshots, and I'll just stop talking so you can watch this part because it's pretty cool. Yeah, you can't actually do that in the app, but it's just a statement that stick figures are better than emoticons. Anyway, it's called stick texting. You can get it at the Apple App Store. Anyway, we are going to be going into this FLA file in Adobe Flash, and I will be going from the beginning and going to the end. So, just a note, this is kind of an advanced tutorial. I wouldn't say it's a tutorial, it's just a behind the scenes. So I won't be teaching you how to make this, but I'll be explaining how I did all the things that I did, and there will be some prerequisite knowledge that you'll need to know. For example, you'll need to know about masks and nested symbols and just other Flash lingo like that. Hopefully this tutorial will make sense for you. So I took a lot of screenshots, and there are a lot of pieces of screenshots. And of course, when you take a screenshot and import it into Flash, you can break it apart, and I guess when you break it apart, you can crop it as much as you want. So yeah, I have these two pieces, and they're on the top. Well, okay, this one isn't directly on the top, but yeah, we have this "Hey dude" that pops up, and it is a combination of screenshots. I didn't actually type this out on my phone. I typed it inside Flash using the official Apple font, which is Helvetica Nuo, however you pronounce that. And then I have these three screenshots that allow me to make the message as short or as long as I want. So if I move this out, I can always stretch this one using free transform. And this is a emoticon, and I didn't take just one screenshot to get this. I took one screenshot of all the smiley faces and then cropped this one out of it. So if I double click this and kind of open it out, you can see that I cropped it from a screenshot with a lot of smiley faces, and this is looking freaky. So yeah, I'm just gonna go back, and this one's called Smiley 16. So yeah, I just use a classic tween using alpha to make it pop up. And moving on, I have this typing message, which is nothing special. I just typed it and then had a little blue rectangle. Yeah, follow it. If I go into it, it's just like that. One layer for this, one layer for this. So after that, you see that he clicks the send button. This is a separate screenshot, I think. Or maybe it's just a it's just a thing that makes it darker. I have the alpha channel 50% in the color, and then I have this. I kept the send white by putting the send up on top using the same font. And then for this sending animation, let's see. It's just like that. If I go into it, it's a mask. I have this shape, and I copied it twice. So, and then I had it go on top of itself. So the mask that keeps it inside it is the same shape, but when I put it on top, it's like that. And the bottom one hides because it's being masked. And then I have the darker one underneath, which is just a darker version of this, using the tint effect. Anyway, getting a little too deep into it. Moving on, we have the Hey Bro. and it is a combination of making it come into view first using a classic tween of alpha, and then once it's there it switches to another symbol, or 4 symbols I should say. You can see down here, if I hide this one and then I hide this one, you can see there's a hey bro is one, and then the middle section is another one, and then the end and the other end, so that when I do this, as you can see, like, the ends don't warp at all, but the middle warps, but you can't tell because it looks the same no matter how stretched it is. So if I turn off these, then you can see that that is the only thing that's moving. All these are just, yeah, moving. Okay, so moving on. Another typing animation. Nothing fancy about that. I do the same thing. I think for this one, yeah, I think I had to separate it into 6 symbols at a time or something like that. Yeah, this one's a little more complicated because it uses yeah, it uses height as well as length, so I had to separate it however many times this is. And then this is a mask that keeps the text inside of it. Yeah. Of course, I watched myself type this out. I mean, on my phone. I would watch it over and over to see exactly what the text was doing. So, let's see. Keep moving, and then this one pops out of the ground. There, I have this this thing, which is just a color, and an alpha thing. Yeah. And that moves on top, or it moves down while this one moves up. Okay, yeah. Moving on again. Better than anything you've got. Come at me, bro. Again, these are just individual smileys taken from a larger screenshot. And this one was also tricky to get this part to move up. I think it's another complicated thing that takes a bunch of different layers. But I will provide the FLA file in the description. Hopefully MediaFire doesn't block it again for some reason. But yeah, you can look through this stuff yourself. So let's see, where are the actual frames of this animation? I think it's just a... Oh yeah. So this is an animation in itself, and I think, yeah, I made this animation beforehand, so I had the head turn inside of the head shake animation, and then inside of this animation where everything, yeah, once again I pieced it together like that. So yeah, he takes his machine gun, and these marks are just made using a mask, which is that shape, to keep them inside of this shape. And then I have gradients, gradient fills with alpha to keep them fading out, and then I have just simple lines. So those are my bullet holes, and he breaks out, and then you see the glass shatter out, and that is actually a combination of a mask that keeps them from going below the line. So when I put the mask on, they go below the line, and then it's another animation inside that. And if I go further deeper, I think each one is just its own little rotating symbol, just like that. So that way it rotates while it has the falling animation, and that's the best way to get the rotating and falling effect, is to put it inside several like nested symbols. Okay. Okay, so he jumps out, and I have all these on their own layer down here under this folder called Smileys. Yeah, each one is a layer, and I just animated each one separately. I think this "come at me, bro" is one thing that's rotating on this axis point right here. So he jumps on. I have this guy separated into two layers, one for the hair and one for just him. So I do him first, and then I add the hair next, because it's like secondary motion that it's best to just do it all at once instead of doing it while you're doing the stick. So when he picks it up, there's a wipe right here. It's kind of funny looking, but you don't see it because it's so fast. And then when he hits them, there's all these little particles that come out. So each one is just its own animation, and I just duplicate it everywhere there's a little impact. Yeah, it's just a frame by frame impact thing. Okay, so after that you can see this is a mess. I mean, it's not a mess, it's kind of pretty, it's kind of cool. And you just see all of the smileys moving about. I think I just did them one by one, and then if they ever happen to collide with each other, I would make them collide with each other. And then he takes his tongue out, which is on its own layer, I believe, and it has a gradient fill, and lots of impacts, and all of these are still on their own layer, and they move up when this thing pops up underneath this thing, which is on top of everything. And this says touche. He punches it and it falls down. This is its own little animation here. First it's this, and then it turns into a separate symbol, which is an animation symbol inside. So I separated it using the lasso tool into many different pieces and converted them all to different symbols, and gave them just basic names: T4, T9, T6. I think it was sequential. But yeah, they all just fall down and rotate slightly using a ease -100 in. Okay, so they fall down, and I think, yeah, they just fall down below this. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Basically, anything else you want to learn about, you can just look in the file itself and kind of try to figure it out. I gave you all the information that I know about that I did. But yeah, please use the FLA file for your own educational use. I added this little disclaimer: all elements in this video belong to stick texting. Use this file for educational purposes only. Yeah, please don't go making your own little things from this, changing the text a little bit, or especially don't, go out and make a stick texting app yourself and then use this video to advertise it. I trust everyone is going to be fair about it. So yeah, I will continue to make tutorials. They won't be behind the scenes videos, I don't think. They'll be more like step by step going through stuff. So yeah, please stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.